Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And for the final time this summer, ladies and gents, welcome to the EPL Index Transfer Daily. It's been some summer, hasn't it? From the PSR early dealings to the lull in the middle, the bits the club actually did, and the crescendo at the end. And here we are. You might still be in bed as I'm doing this first thing on Saturday morning, because obviously it was a late one, wasn't it? Last night, there were even a few deal sheets. People used the extensions, but big moves tended to be loans, didn't it? But let's run through the headlines from yesterday. One that probably won't get noticed or mentioned is the top three last season, City, Arsenal, Liverpool, all made a profit this window. An interesting one for me. Anyway, if you thought of where they might go, who they've been linked with at times over the summer, but all three made a profit. So one to be aware of. Chelsea, though, you can only start there, can you? Because for the fact they're such a badly run club, they have had Manchester United's pants down twice. They had them down for Mason Mount when they got 65 million quid, and look how that's gone. And last night, the Sancho loan with an obligation was confirmed, wasn't it? Now, it's based on performances, so it could be 20 to 25 million for Jadon Sancho. Bear in mind that United bought him reportedly for around 75 to 80 million. I mean, what a loss, but 20 million around that mark, it's nothing. They can get anything like the Jadon Sancho, who even back at Dortmund was making stuff happen. What a move that would be for them. Unreal. In the funniest story, this is the way it was reported last night as well. Chelsea's sale of David Washington to Strasbourg collapsed. Remember that Todd Bowley owns both these clubs. It didn't collapse. It was just that the Premier League made it clear what would happen. The Premier League said they would likely investigate this transfer, so Chelsea pulled the plug on it. What they didn't pull the plug was they did let Armando Broja go to Everton on a season-long loan. Now, Everton won't pay his wages until he steps foot on the pitch for them, interestingly enough, at the same time. So it's still not a well-run club, but it's interesting they've had United down twice there. The other big move, wasn't it? Speaking of Chelsea, Raheem Sterling on loan, a season-long loan, no option to Arsenal. Arsenal will pay half his wages. That's a great move from them. It really is. And they got Neto in on a season-long loan with no fee. The exits to make that up, obviously Ramsdale got confirmed for 25 million. And Reece Nelson went on a season-long loan to Fulham. So to be fair, good business there, you could argue, from Arsenal in terms of who they've got in, who they've got out, and the deals involved. Forest fans, Nottingham Forest, you got a couple in, didn't you? James Ward-Prowse, midfielder you wanted. Morata, a left-sided centre-back you wanted. You also got Matt Turner, probably a backup goalkeeper, I think it's fair to say, from Palace on loan. You did hold on to Anthony Elanga as well, that's important to say. Newcastle approached you late, but not to be. A bit of a disastrous window, I think, for Eddie Howe. You got that from his press conference yesterday, didn't you, at the same time? But ultimately, Forest fans, no striker in. That was what you really wanted, wasn't it? You tried also for Nketiah, Jimenez, even Marouche at the end, but no striker arrives. One team who had a good window, and that's even despite Michael Olise departing for Bayern, which they can't really do anything about. Crystal Palace. Mark Gay stays. No contract extension, but he stays. Lacroix comes in from Wolfsburg. Eddie Nketiah comes in from Arsenal. So they've got the striker and their centre-back. They managed to get rid of Sam Johnson. He went to Wolves for £10 million. And Matt Turner came in on loan. So one keeper in, one keeper out. And backups, really, because Dean Henderson's the number one there. And Trevor Chalobah on a season-long loan from Chelsea. You can cover anywhere across the back line. So all in all, when you stack it up for Palace, I would say a really, really good window for them. Other news as well, people. United did get Ugarte confirmed. It was late last night, so they won't have him registered for the Liverpool game this weekend. Billy Gilmour did get his Napoli move, so that was confirmed. West Ham got Soler on loan from PSG, and Aguerd went out on loan to Real Sociedad as well. Southampton got Maxwell Cornet in. Andre completed his Wolves move, so there's another Brazilian at that club. And Carlos Forbes also joined on loan from Ajax, so a couple in from Wolves late on. Nothing but Spurs, Ange said he was trying. Now, Lo Celso went for Buttons to Betis, and they used that to secure a first option on Johnny Cardozo, a highly rated midfielder. But again, don't have to use it, so we'll see what happens there in the future. Abroad on the continent as well, got to be honest, just a few things worth mentioning. No major clubs did anything like your Inters, your Reals, your Barças, your Bayern, your PSG, nada on deadline day. But AC Milan did stop Tammy Abraham coming back to the Premier League, West Ham, and all manner of clubs he was linked with. But it's AC Milan where he ends up. And even Toney's no longer in the Premier League. You have to be honest about that. It's not, probably if you look at the Premier League window, I'm struggling to think of a massive star that's come in, but Alvarez has left, Toney's left. Yeah, maybe not an overall great window for the Premier League, possibly, especially when I say all three who were at the top last season made profits as well. But Toney goes to Al Hilal, for £40 million. He'll be linking up with Bobby Firmino and Riyad Mahrez there. Interesting. So, yeah, that was done. And Victor Osimhen is a good one to finish on. He was debating between Saudi and Chelsea. Chelsea were making offers right up to the deadline, and he turns them down. He stays at Napoli, who've also brought in, funnily enough, Romelu Lukaku from Chelsea again. So, yeah, we're interested to see what happens there. But that is not the Premier League's concern. The only interesting things to really say to finish it off, ladies and gents, that Saudi window is still open till the 2nd of September. So who knows? There might even be some late moves there come close of business. If anyone's looking to sell anyone, we will have to see on that. But I've enjoyed it. I hope you have too. It's the final time this summer. That was your transfer update. EPL Index.